Okay, greetings one and all. Greetings one and all, and welcome to this has to be day number 4, week 13 for 2024 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's classes. Let's begin. My name is Mr. Petit. The day is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, the 28th of November, 2024. We're going to start off with science first. So subject is science. And we're going to be looking at food chains, and food webs. Food chains and food webs.
Never mind.
All right. Okay. So first, let's talk about what a plant is, like the difference between a producer and a consumer. So there is a difference between a producer and a consumer, So there is a difference between a producer and a consumer. What's the difference? You all know the difference between a producer and a consumer?
I think I do.
Sorry for being late.
That's fine. Do you know the difference between the producer and the consumer?
I think I do.
Go ahead.
The producer is the person. The producer is like someone or the plant that makes like food or something that they make, and the consumer is the person that takes it and like uses it.
Yes, yes. Very good. So the producer is an organism that makes their own their own food, right? Plants are consumers because they make their own food. How do they make their own food?
By photosynthesis.
Process called photosynthesis.
Very good. Through a process called photosynthesis. What do they use?
Sunlight.
Using
sunlight, water.
The sunlight.
I think carbon dioxide.
Yes, carbon dioxide. Using the sunlight and carbon dioxide.
I heard carbon dioxide comes from your body when you breathe out.
Yes, so carbon dioxide is what they use to help with their food, to help make food. But we give off carbon dioxide, so that's a good thing. And they give off, in turn, they give off oxygen. Okay.
My teacher said last week, she said if we have a plant in our room and it's giving us air and we're giving it carbon dioxide, that's what she said.
You're saying carbon dioxide, yes, and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Let's say like that. In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Y'all know what chlorophyll is?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
What is
It's a
chlorophyll?
chlorophyll
chlorophyll.
chlorophyll is like chlorophyll, the chemical that makes the plant green.
Very good. Very good. It's a
It's a
green.
green chemical that chlorophyll is a green chemical that contains chloroplast.
So it's a this is what you need in order for photosynthesis to happen. So it makes the plant green. Okay. It gives it a green color.
And it's also in a plant cell.
Yes, yes. It's also in the plant cell. Okay, so consumers are organisms that do not make their own food. Instead, they what?
They find food.
They what? Feed on the bodies of what? Of other what?
Others,
Organisms. Okay. Lynette, what is the difference between a producer and a consumer?
A producer is the one that makes the thing, and consumer is the one that buys it.
We mean like in science, like what do we mean by a producer and a consumer?
The producer is an organism that makes their own food, and a consumer are also an organism that do not make their own food.
Very good. So how do they get energy if they don't make their own food?
They feed on their
They feed on the bodies.
They feed on the bodies of other organisms.
Very good. So Tajane, what do we mean by producers and consumers? What is the difference?
Producers, they make it their own food, and consumers are like they don't make their own food, but they kind of like take it basically.
Yeah, yeah. They eat other organisms to get food. Okay. Animals that feed on plants are called what?
The way is the consumer.
No, animals that feed only on plants are called what?
The produce.
Herbivores. Herbivores. So herbivores are gonna be organisms that feed only on plants. Do you know any animals that are herbivores?
Mushrooms.
Say it again.
Mushroom.
No. Animals like that are herbivores. They only eat plants.
Those are like
Turtle.
How about rabbits?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Rabbits.
Turtles.
Rabbits, cows, horse.
Turtles.
I'm not sure about turtles, honestly.
Rhinos.
Goats,
Cow.
sheep, they are cow, yeah, they are herbivores. So examples, where's Herman? Is Herman here? Herman, are you? Where's Herman? Herman?
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, so examples of herbivores are rabbits, horses, cows, goats, and sheep, because they only eat plants. So they are still consumers, right? Because they don't make their own food. Okay. Trinity, give me 2 examples of herbivores. 2 examples of herbivores, Trinity.
2 examples of herbivores are cows and goats.
Very good. Cows and goats. Very good. Cows and goats. And Lorenda, Lorenda, please turn your camera. Legacy, Asia, please turn your camera. Turn your camera on. Lorenda, where's Lorenda? Lorenda, can you hear me? We can't hear from Lorenda. Lincoln, give me 2 examples of herbivores.
2 examples of herbivores are rabbits and sheep.
Very good. And Asia, what do we mean by herbivores?
Herbivores are animals that feed only on plants.
Very good. These are animals that feed only on plants. Very good. Next we have next we have carnivores. So animals that feed on only on let's say on other animals or on meat basically. So animals that feed on only meat, or we could say other animals, are called what?
Carnivores.
Carnivores. Very good. Carnivores. Carnivores. So what are some examples of carnivores?
Dogs.
Lions.
Lions. Very good examples of carnivores.
A cheetah. Cheetah.
Carnivores. Yeah, cheetah.
Yeah.
Tiger.
Lions. Tigers.
Roaches.
Cats. Wolves. Tigers.
I was just about to say wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
You already have tigers.
Already have tigers? Okay. And you know carnivores because they have those sharp, pointy teeth, right? That's carnivores.
And a cheetah.
And cheetahs, yeah. Go ahead.
I said cheetah, but my mic was muted.
Yeah, cheetahs. Yeah, cheetahs are also carnivores.
So, what happens if it's an animal that eats plants and it eats meat?
That's a good question. So, animals that feed on plants and animals are called what?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit. Lorenda says she can't hear you.
Lorenda says she cannot hear me?
Yes, sir.
Tell Lorenda to log out and come back in.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know what's happening. Animals that feed on plants and animals are called what? There's a special word for them.
Omnivores. I don't know.
Say it again, Winnet.
Omnivores.
Close. Omnivores. Omnivores. All right. Omnivores. So if they feed on both plants and animals, they are called omnivores. Do you know any omnivores?
Yes.
Oh, examples include
birds.
Man, humans. Humans are omnivores because we eat both. You know, pigs are omnivores.
What about birds?
And no.
Yeah, birds
And some bears.
eat bugs.
Say it again.
Birds eat bugs.
Do they eat plants?
They eat berries.
Oh, I see what you mean. Which type of birds though? 'Cause not all birds, right?
Oh, Mr. Petit,
Mhm.
cats too.
Well, no, cats would be carnivores. The way we classify them is because, sometimes it depends on the animal. When we say they eat, when we say that they are when we say that they are carnivores, that doesn't mean that if you feed them grass, they won't eat it. It just means that that's the most thing that they eat. Like that's their favorite, or that's what they really supposed to be eating. All right. Because tigers and cats and wolves, they could eat grass and they could, if they not that they cannot eat those things. Like, you could feed dogs, you can even feed dogs leftovers, right? But that's not what that's not like what they're supposed to be eating. Like they're supposed to be eating, or they are well nourished when they eat other animals, right? That's why they are carnivores. And yeah, so let me put this out. So what's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore?
Uh-huh. A herbivore only feeds on plants, and you said carnivore, and a carnivore only feed on meat.
Very good. Kaden, what's the difference between a carnivore and a herbivore?
Did you say herbivore? Because you kind of glitched out.
Yes, herbivore.
Herbivores, herbivores, they eat plants, only on plants. And a carnivore, like they're animals that only eat on meat. Like other animals.
Very
so
good.
like they kill them and then they just like.
Yes. Madeline, what's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore?
Pardon?
What's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore? Madeline?
My screen is glitching out a bit, so I can't see the words.
Oh, your internet is freaking out. Let me share again. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
What's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore? Madeline? Anyone want to help her? What's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore?
I do.
A
The
herbivore.
producer is an organism that makes their own food.
Say it again.
The producer is an
No.
organism that makes their own food.
No, I asked for herbivore. Madeline, were you paying attention? It looks like you weren't paying attention.
I was really, my brain was filled with lots of things.
Read this part right there. Start from here.
Animals that feed only on plants are called herbivores.
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 Good. Read the second part.
Animals that feed only on meat. Other animals are called carnivores.
Good. So what's the difference between a herbivore and a carnivore?
Herbivores only eat plants, and carnivores only eat meat.
Very good. So let's talk about a food chain. So a food chain.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
What about those people who don't eat meat at all? Like vegan.
Oh, yeah, vegans. Yeah, you have some humans who they don't eat meat. So a food chain is a series of eating interactions that starts with a producer. A food web is a series of connected food chains. Okay. So let me show y'all. I'm sure we did. I remember when we was doing the quizzes, we looked at food chains. But I'm gonna show you a picture of a food chain. It's basically when you have like it's linear, like one line. So you would say, okay, it starts off with the producer, then you have the herbivore and the consumer, and then all the other stuff. So this, for example, this right here is an example of a food chain. Typically, we don't start off with the sun, but some of them, when they want to be special, they start off with sun, but we don't usually start off the food chain with the sun. We start off with the producer, and then after the producer, you have the consumer, which is going to be the grasshopper in this case, and then this other consumer eats the herbivore, and then the predator eats the secondary consumer. So this is a food chain. Okay, it shows.
What does apex predator mean?
That means like it's at the top of the food chain, right? Like eagles and stuff like that. This is another one. It's another food chain. And typically food chains look just like this. They look linear, like on a straight line. There's a good one. So you have the plant, and then the plant gets eaten by the what? The plant gets eaten by the what?
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
Yeah, and the frog eats the butterfly.
Butterfly.
And the heron eats the frog.
Frog.
This is the food chain. All right. Now a food web is going to be like a bunch of food chains put together. That's basically what a food web is, right? So it's much more complex, and you gotta read it carefully. So this right here is the food web. Let me see if I can find a good picture for you. Okay, this is the food web right now. So as you can see, it's a bunch of different diagrams coming together, but basically a bunch of different food chains. So if you look carefully, you have Wynette, who are you texting?
Adam,
Who are you texting?
I was trying to see my Wi-Fi.
Come on, man. You're in class. So you have the food web. So this one, so it's like a bunch of food chains together. So you have a corn, then the grasshopper. So the grasshopper eats the corn. The grasshopper could get eaten by the rat, or the grasshopper could get eaten by the frog. All right. And then you have the rat. The rat could get eaten by the python, or it could get eaten by the eagle, or it could get eaten by the wolf. And you have the grasshopper could get eaten by the frog, and the frog could get eaten by the python, and the frog could get eaten by the eagle. The frog eats the dragonfly. The frog eats the butterfly, or the dragonfly. The butterfly eats the flowering plant and the lavenders. So we see it's like a whole like community. It's like a whole, it shows you like a bunch of different food chains put together. I'm saying, okay, so
Can I
that's
see
food
some
web.
recipe?
Go ahead.
Can you send a picture of the notes to my mommy, please? Because I didn't catch the whole thing.
No problem. I could do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh my goodness. Oh, why did I do that? Okay. Go ahead. Legacy, read. Start from there's a difference.
There's a difference between the producer and the consumer. The producer is an organism that makes their own food. Plants are consumers because they make their own food through the process called photosynthesis, using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of the sunlight and
Chlorophyll.
chlorophyll green pigment.
Okay, stop right there. Go ahead. Maya, read the rest.
Plants instead they feed on the bodies of
Consumers are organisms.
consumers are organisms that do not make their own food. Instead, they feed on the bodies of other organisms. Animals that feed only on plants are called herbivores. Examples of herbivores are rabbits, horses, cows, goats, and sheep. Animals that feed only on meat, other animals are called carnivores.
Okay, stop right there. Bonnet, examples.
Guidance.
Examples of, start from there.
Examples of carnivores are lions, tigers, cats, wolves, and cheetahs. Continue.
Continue, yeah.
Animals that feed on plants and animals are called omnivores. Examples include humans, pigs, and some bears. A food chain that is a series of eating interactions that starts with a producer. A food web is a series of connected food chains.
Very good. So so which is longer, the food chain or the food web?
The food web.
The food web. Yeah, which one is simpler? The food chain or food web?
Food chain.
Yes. Which one is like a shape of a straight line, the food chain or the food web?
Food chain.
Food chain. Which one is like a shape of a web?
Food web.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to social studies. Kaden.
I'm still writing on this, Mr. Petit.
Kaden,
Yes, sir.
can you stop fighting with your brother?
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to remember, but he wouldn't stop bothering me, and now he's going crazy. Going crazy.
Come on, you're supposed to be able to control him.
All right, I'm gonna calm him down.
Okay, so all right, social studies. The topic is because we're gonna be looking at so the last thing we talked about was the loyalists and their contributions. Today we're gonna be looking at the slave trade, the African slave trade. Okay. Okay, so what is slavery? So slavery, anyone know what slavery means? Slavery is
Slavery is when someone is like keeping you as like a maid and someone is like owning you.
yes. Yes. Slavery is the owning or keeping of slaves as a practice or institution. So basically they own you, all right? So you have a person who was held in bondage. So a person held in bondage as the property of another is referred to as a slave. So when you are owned, when they own you, you are a slave. And the practice of owning slaves and keeping them and all that stuff is what we call slavery. Okay. So basically, the person who is enslaved, they are forced to what?
To listen to the owner.
Yes. So the person is forced to listen. They are forced to abide by the rules that they give them. So this person, the slave, is owned or controlled by someone else. They are forced to do what?
They are forced to obey the rules.
Yeah, they're forced to work through mental, through mental or physical threat. All right. They are also unpaid. Okay. Now, slavery has been practiced for a very long time. Even inside the Bible, they had slaves, and the children of Israel was in slavery for 400 years before the plagues came and Pharaoh had to let them go. But plantation owners in the Caribbean, they turned from growing tobacco to producing sugar. And so they needed people to work the farms, to grow those stuff. So with the introduction of the sugar plantations, there came an increase in demand for what? For slaves, and specifically African slaves. All right. So in the 1600s, plantation owners had a demand for African slaves. Why? Because they started growing sugar and needed people to help with growing the sugar plantations. Now, African slaves were very, they liked the African slaves. Why do they like the African slaves? Why do you think they like the African slaves?
Because the African slaves most likely know like what to do and like how to grow stuff.
Okay. What else?
They work more.
Yeah.
They work.
Yeah, they work hard. Why else do you think they want the African slaves? Do you think the African slaves were weak or strong?
Strong.
Yeah, they were stronger. They were also defenseless, which means that they could easily go in and take them, and they could get them in large amounts. Okay, they could get them in large amounts. All right. Wow, this is insane. Wow, wow, wow. Y'all ever saw the boat, like the slave ship, where they have?
No, sir.
Never saw the slave ship? Okay, so basically they,
Yes, sir.
yeah. So basically they,
Saw one in a slave movie.
yeah, they basically used to park them like tuna cans, right? That's how jam-packed they used to be. And there's not enough space. And so that means that if someone had to use the bathroom, then it would land right on you because there's no space to use the bathroom. And so it's very smelly, it's not good. A lot of people died because of how the places are not kept properly. So go ahead, African.
Can I use the bathroom, please?
Yes, we can. African slaves were preferred because they were what? Because they were strong. They could handle the hot sun, right? They could be obtained. They could be obtained in large numbers. They could be obtained in large numbers. Okay. And they were defenseless. They were defenseless. And they thought that these people was less than them. Why do you think they thought they was less than them? Because what?
Because of their skin color.
Yeah, because of their skin color. Because of their skin color. So because they were dark, they thought that they was better than them. Okay, so how did the slaves get to the New World? So they got to the New World, the slaves got to the New World through a trade route, by a trade route called, they call it the triangular trade, or they call it the slave trade, okay? Called the slave trade. Called the, let's say the triangular trade, the triangular trade. So they would go from the New World, the Caribbean, go to Europe, then go to Africa, and then carry and then go back to the New World. Okay. Now the way that they used to use, the way that they used to get the slaves is that they used to use ships. So the slaves were on ships, these big ships. Go ahead. I can't hear you, Lynette. I think of camera. I can't hear. Okay, so the slaves were on. Allura, please turn your camera. Allura, please turn your camera. Herman, where's Herman? Herman, please turn your camera as well. And Asia, turn your camera as well. All right. So the slaves got to the New World by a trade route called the Triangular Trade. The slaves were carried on ships, right? And in those ships, they were chained so they won't escape, right? All right. Now, once they arrived to the New World, they were what? They were sold to their masters to work very hard under tough conditions. Anyone ever want to be a slave? Anyone ever want to be a slave back and then?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No.
No, sir.
No. Why would you want to be a slave?
Because I don't want to work, do hard stuff, and try not to die on the boat because of hunger, tight spaces, and less water. And your hands are cuffed, tightened together, so that means your hands wouldn't. If your hands don't move, I think they probably die.
So let me just show you all how they, just some pictures of how they got them. So we have, so this is the example of one of them. So as you can see, you see how they carry them, you know, and if they didn't obey, then they would suffer the consequences. But in the boat, as you can see, they're in the boat. Let me show you all inside of the boat, like how they would, you know, where they would go. So this is inside of the boat. As you can see, they're going down. All right, they're going down in there. Yeah. And then when they finally arrived to Americas, or even in the Bahamas, they were sold. So basically, they were treated like property, someone's property. All right, not a good thing. Oh, that this is the boat that that they were in. As you can see, it's very tightly packed. So let me just show you all how they used to have them. Tightly packed. So as you can see, let me show you all properly so you could see. Do you all see them? It's crazy. That is crazy. You see how they have them tightly packed? Like there's literally no wiggle room. Right? It's insane. Wow. Anyone want to be here? You like to be here?
No, sir.
No.
Imagine
No,
they
sir.
pack you up inside there and then like you didn't bait or anything.
Yeah, more than that.
No.
What if you have to use the bathroom? You have to use the bathroom. Yeah.
The bathroom is a different
My
story.
Yeah. If you have to use the bathroom, you have to use the bathroom right there. So imagine how in that smell, right? Not good. That is crazy. So that's how they used to park the ships. These huge ships that they used to have, and there's another one as well. 1 second. Let's see if it will show. There's another one as well. You see how they park the ships, right? Parked right up. Wow. Everywhere.
There isn't any space.
Yes, there's no space. The thing that these things happen is insane. Wow. Whoa, wow. That is crazy. That
And
is.
and they're facing up, and then what if the sun's shining right on their face?
No. This is underneath. This is underneath.
Oh.
This
That's
is
worse.
Yeah, that's worse. This is underneath. If it was outside, that wouldn't have been too bad. But this is underneath. Let me show you all. So this is underneath the boat. So remember I showed you all the picture where they had to go inside. Like they have to go downstairs. Like as you can see clearly. You see what I'm talking about, right? This man going down. So that's where they used to park them. All right.
Oh.
Yeah. And underneath. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the grade exercise. I think we're finished with science. Let me put the grade exercise on this side. So grade exercise.
I'm still writing on science.
You're still writing science?
Yes, sir.
Well, how you could get to the grade exercise if you're still writing science?
Mr. Petit, you can put the science in the chat.
I can put it right now. Okay. All right, so move on to the grade exercise. Say it again. Say it again.
Never mind.
Okay. So grade exercise number 1. Number 1 says, what is the name of organisms that make their own food? Madeline, what are you writing? Are you on the social studies or are you on the grade exercise?
I was on the science.
Did you see the notes in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Why are you taking so long to write the notes? We have been on off science for like half an hour now. What are you doing in the back there?
I was writing down the notes.
Madeline, you have to write faster. There's no way you're supposed to still be on the science notes when we're already finished with the social studies. Now we're doing the grade exercise, so you have to write faster than that. Number 2, what is the name of organisms that
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
only eat plants? Go ahead.
I'm on African slaves were preferred because they do you want me to skip a page and go to the graded exercise?
No, finish writing the notes. Finish writing the notes. And then go on the grade
Yes, sir.
exercise. What is the name of
Yes,
organisms
sir.
that only eat plants? What is the name of organisms?
Excuse me.
Yes?
I don't know if I would finish the notes in time, but can I skip a page and do the work?
Yes, we can. What is the name of organisms that make their own food?
For number 1, you have what is the name of organisms that make their own food? It's supposed to be own.
Thank you. Makes their own food. What's the name of organisms that only eat plants? What's the name of organisms that eat both plants and animals? Give one example. True or false? Food webs are simpler than food chains. Number 5, who was a slave? Number 6, how were the slaves transported to the New World? Number 7. Why were African slaves preferred? Why were African slaves preferred? Give 2 reasons. Give 2 reasons why they wanted African slaves. You know, I don't see Najaro. Where's Najaro? I don't think she came today.
I think she's in Florida for Thanksgiving, like that. So she's
Okay.
probably
Okay. All right. Lynette, what number you on?
I still on the notes.
Okay. What's his name? Lincoln, what number you on?
I'm still on the notes.
So notes as well. Okay. Taj, Renee, what number you on?
I'm going on number 2. I'm
Number
finishing writing the answer.
Okay. Herman, what number you on?
I'm on number 2.
Okay. Lynette, what number you on?
Number 1 now.
Okay. And Madeline, are you finished with the notes?
I'm on the social studies.
Okay. Asia, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Mr. Petit, I can't hear you.
Trinity. Trinity.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Can you turn on the lights?
Yes, we can. Please do that.
Thank you.
Madeline, are you finished with the notes? Azian?
No, sir.
Maya, what number you on now?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Can you take a picture of everything and just send it to my roomie because I have something to do that I might end up having to leave early.
No problem. Let me do that.
Thank you.
You have to do this today, Lorenda. Okay, so when I send it to you, get it done today. You understand me? Kaden, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yes, sir.
And Wanette, what number you on?
Number 4.
Okay, Allura, please turn your camera. Asia, please turn your camera. Laura, what number you on?
Number 5.
Okay. And Herman, where's Herman?
Right here.
What number you on, Herman?
I'm on number 4.
Okay. Legacy, are you still on the notes?
No, sir.
Okay. What number you on?
I'm on number 3.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, I'm on the graded exercise now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And Laura, what number you say you on?
Number 5.
Okay. Madeline, you on the grade exercises yet?
I'm halfway through social studies.
Okay. Kaden, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Okay.
Mr. Petit, can I sharpen my pencil, please?
Yes, you can. Where is Lincoln? Lincoln, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay. Trinity, what number you on, Trinity? Trinity, what number you on? And Asia, what number you on?
Number 5.
Number 5, that's good.
Listen, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
I'm done.
Okay. Take a picture of your work and send it to me, please. Via WhatsApp.
Yes.
right. Where is Tajane? Tajane, are you finished? Where's Tajane? And Maya, did you send your work in as yet?
I'm finished.
You finished? Asia, take a picture of your work and send it to me, please. Winette, what number you on?
Number 7.
Okay.
No, no, sir. I'm sending it now.
Okay. All right. Are we done with this before we go ahead and answer them? Winette, what number you on?
I'm done.
You finished? Take a picture of your work and send it to me, please.
My mother's not home at the moment.
Oh, wow.
So I'm gonna send it to you when she comes home.
Okay, no problem.
I haven't seen her all day.
Okay. Let's go ahead and answer these questions then. Winette, what number you on?
Still on number 7.
Number 7. Okay. And Legacy, what number you on?
I'm on number 4.
Okay.
I haven't answered number 1 yet because I couldn't get it.
Okay. And Herman, what number you on? Where's Herman?
I'm on number 6.
What are you doing looking at the air condition like that? You have to stay focused, Herman. Okay.
Sir.
Madeline, what number you on?
I'm almost done with social studies.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and answer these questions. All right. Let's answer number one. Number one says, what is the name of organisms that make their own food? What y'all have for number one?
Photosynthesis.
No.
The producer.
What's the name of organisms that make their own food?
The producer.
The producer. The producer. So let's put that down. Producer. Do you have that, Kaden?
No, sir.
What you have? Photosynthesis?
Yes, sir.
No. What is the name of organisms that only eat plants? What y'all have for that one?
Herbivores.
Herbivores.
Herbivores. Herbivores. Herbivores. Herbivores. Anyone else got that?
I
I
did.
got it.
I did.
I got it.
And put it back in the microwave.
And Lynette, what you had for number three? What is the name?
Omnivores.
Omnivores. Very good. Omnivores. What's your example?
Pigs.
Pigs. All right. Anyone else? What y'all have for number three?
I have pigs too.
Pigs. Okay. It could be
I
pigs.
picked.
Okay. Lincoln, did you reach that far?
Yes, sir. I'm on number 6.
Okay. All right. So number 4, true or false? Food webs are simpler than food chains.
Balls.
False.
False. Definitely false. Definitely false. Definitely false. They're not simpler. Who was a slave?
A slave is a person held in bondage as the property.
Yes. Very good. A person who is held in bondage as the property of another is a slave. Person who is held in bondage as the property of another.
Excuse me. I have that from the notes. I
Yeah.
copied it.
Yeah, that's good. How were slaves transported to the New World? Which all of that one?
By trade route called triangular trade.
They were by a ship and a route called triangular trade.
Say it again.
By a ship and a route called triangular trade.
By a ship. Okay. By a ship. Yeah. And number 7, why were African slaves preferred?
Because they were strong and could handle the hot sun.
Because they were strong and could handle the hot sun. What else?
They were strong and they could handle the hot sun,
and they could be obtained
in large numbers.
And
Say it again.
They could be obtained in large numbers.
Very good. They could be obtained in large numbers.
And they were defenseless.
Very good. And they were defenseless. Good.
And they thought
they were in large numbers.
Yes, exactly.
They're just in color.
Very good. Anyone got all right? Anyone got all right? You did?
I did.
Take a picture. I need
Excuse
you to
me,
take.
Mr. Petit.
Yes, Madeline.
I just started writing number 1.
Take a picture. Take a picture of your notes then. I need y'all to take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp.
I already sent it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Excuse
Take
me,
it.
Mr. Baty. Can I get my mom's phone?
Yes, no problem.
Thank you.
Take a picture of your notes and send it to me, please. Take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp.
I already did.
But once you do that, you can leave. Once you do that, you can leave.
See, my mother, I have to wait till my mother comes.
No problem. All right. Have a good evening. Make sure I take a picture of the notes and send to me, Legacy and the rest of you. Please do that.
Goodbye, Mr. T.
Have a good evening.
You too.